Oh my gosh, it is June now, and my fence has been stained. It also stained a bunch of my plants, but it had to be done, and I washed them off the best I could. But I think they're probably permanently stained until they get new leaves next year. But look at my lily. Like, let's see, this is my arm. That's the lily. Yes, so excited. I have lily beetles for the first time, and they are doing a lot of damage. Oh, I see one. Oh my god, okay. Let me see if I can catch this one before. There. So I started getting lily beetles. They're red and disgusting, and all you can do is kill them. They're gross. They started eating. They just decimate lilies. Like if you leave them, probably take like 2-3 days for it to just chomp down an entire big section of the plant. So I've been coming out every night, picking them off and just crushing them, because that's probably the most efficient way. I think they're nocturnal. They come out a lot at night. During the day I don't see them as much. Everything is blooming, although I'm not getting nearly as much attention on the foxgloves as I did. They're about halfway fertilized on the main stalk. So what I might do is cut them back once, you know, a couple of these bloom, because there's still a lot of blooms on them for the bees to eat. One just fell down. That's awesome. Everything here is just crazy. The hydrangea back there, still leaning the wrong way. You know, whatever. It's probably too late for me this year to try to adjust that. I have a jungle of oregano and so much deadheading to do. I'm trying to wait a little bit to see if I can get seeds from these guys. And I'm starting to get a couple weeds that are sticking through, like this thing here. So thankfully it is just a yank out situation. Oh my god, I'm trying to yank it out and it's like super hard. These things have terrible well rooted roots. So these are my hostas. They've gotten enormous too. They're about to bloom. Their blooms are they're kind of mid, but they're here. There's a lot of deadheading that needs to be done. Like my irises are already done. It's been super stupid hot, so they're over it. The geum is still blooming as long as I keep up with the deadheading, which of course I haven't. But as long as I do that, they'll make more, which is pretty awesome. I think I really like this plant. I'm gonna get more. I say that, and then I don't know where the heck I'm even gonna put more right now. But that's what's going down. Oh, there's even more geum over here. It's really cute. I love the orangey red color. So, and I'm just dropping their blooms right down so that they can get, you know, it's not a weed, right? So if I drop it down, it'll just compost right in place, and it's just a little bit of nutrients to go back to the soil. And then this is a jasmine that I got from Costco that I haven't planted, and the willow is still pink as ever. I completely forgot to take any footage of the, I guess this one still looks kind of okay, but they're definitely starting to wrap up the first set of blooms for the peony. This is my only blooming peony. All the other ones are too small. My hydrangea tree, which also I think got planted recently, it's starting to get the panicles, buds for the panicles. This is a vanilla strawberry, so I'm very excited about this plant. I've been watering it like crazy just to try to keep it happy. Everything is just wild right now. Some of my plants got a little bit of damage when we were dealing with the fence. The fence is still not entirely dry. You can still kind of see a little bit of dampness on it, but honestly, it looks amazing. And The lupin is one of the ones that was sad, but I have more lupins. I can just propagate more. And I'm pretty sure that one will just come right back anyway because it's got a pretty good root system under. I wanted to show this one, which I have no recollection of buying ever. So, cool, me. Tubular flowers though, so I'm gonna leave it because bees love that. All these irises were gorgeous and now they're done. Irises are short bloomers, so they just need to be cut. I traded a whole bunch of irises at a swap, and and then I got a lot of plants to deal with now. But I need to plant this area a little more densely. This is my walking path to get to the back, but there's still gaps in there that needs to be filled, and I need to pull out some of this oregano here because I just don't need that much. So I think I'm gonna let it bloom and then I'll cut it back because there's just so much food for the bees right here. So I'll give it like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because it's gonna bloom in a hot minute. And it's very, very hot right now. These are the alliums that just continue to completely lose their minds and bloom all the time. My clematis is in the back. It's beautiful. It's hard to see, but it's dark blue and it's so pretty. And then these are more lilies. I have lilies everywhere. They're awesome. And then I've got, I think, delphiniums under here. You can barely even see them. I've decided I don't like this. I don't know what this is, but I am not into it. It just looks like crap. Maybe it's a weed. Probably is. So it's got to go. I'm going to pull it out later today. It's too hot to do it now. I'm going to finish this and then go inside. I don't even remember what this is. I think it's a perennial sunflower. I can't remember if it's the same as that one. I thought that one got enormous, but this is outrageous. So I don't know. I think I'm going to divide this up and give some of it away because I can't deal with plants that are this big. That's just no. And back here there's some gaps still too, so it's even like weirder, right? Because you know, this is way too far in the front and then there's a big gap in the back and then there's all this crap. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this. I'm gonna let it bloom and decide what to do, but I think I might move this. I think this needs to be moved back close to the fence. It's not time to do it now, but this is a chore for fall me to remember to take this and move it back like maybe 2.5 feet, and then we're gonna remove some of the plants back there because this is actually really weedy back here. You can kind of see the hydrangea looking so good, continuing to slowly turn blue. So it was much pinker and now it's more of this like whitish mauvey light pink color. I think it's going to turn blue. I hope it does. Some of my plants are really sad because it's been so hot and then we painted, so it's got, oh my gosh, just a mess. Blueberries are now behind netting because they are almost ripe. I think we're probably probably about a week, 2 weeks away from ripening, and I just don't want to deal with the birds, so that's why all the blueberries have been covered. I just started running irrigation to these, so they're starting to look a little happier, but you can see this rose got really damaged from the oil. It does not like the oil. It's just the way it was. This is an oil based treatment here. I pulled off all the blooms on this because it was gonna die anyway. That's the petals there, and it'll flush out again. You can already see that it's starting to put more blooms out. I have really good soil fertility here, so it's just a matter of keeping the weeds away and then making sure that everything gets enough water to live when it's stupid hot outside. More hydrangea. This guy's gonna get really big and I'm very excited. This is a limelight. Yeah. Mock orange. I love mock orange, and I am obsessed with the mock oranges now. These are starting to drop because, well, partly because they're done. They've been blooming for like over a week, but also because it's been super hot, and this is newly planted, so it just doesn't have the root system to be able to withstand. We've been getting like really, really hot temperatures, and so it's gonna lose its blooms because of the heat. Even though I water it, it just can't deal. Trees still doing good. I mean, my trees are just there. I'm actually, now that I'm standing here, I'm gonna move my wood panel. We had to move all this stuff away from the fence to do work on it, but I'm actually gonna move the wood panel back. I use the wood panel to create shade because Japanese maples can't be hanging out in raw sunlight, especially on days like this. So we're gonna cover this up a little bit here and just, I don't want to cover them though. Hold on. Move them closer to the fence and then cover them up. There we go. So that's how they get partial shade. Jasmine, the kiwi really did not like the fence work. It's probably super sensitive to the oil getting on its leaves. Like some of its leaves are dying here, but you know, again, had to be done. Can't not have fence stained with our weather. So let me walk to the back. Oh my gosh, so now I have like a really serious tunnel and I'm very excited. I'm gonna put in beds along this side so that I can do some greens and stuff, but forget that right now. Look at this tunnel. We're gonna walk to this area. So I took the jasmine off of the fence just to be able to do fence stuff, and so it needs to be reattached. I'll do that tonight. And then this is my wild little garden area that I'm experimenting with. I need to go through and selectively pull out the things I don't want, but you can see I was right. Poppies are everywhere and they're big, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm just gonna leave all this here and come back and do a weeding. I don't know, at some point soon. I have more mock orange and even more mock orange that needs to go in the ground, but I haven't done that yet because life has been really busy. My Japanese garden area is looking amazing. I have some new maples that need to be planted. It's gonna go right here. I just didn't get to fill the hole before it got so hot. And then I went to a plant swap and got a whole bunch of irises, new irises to me by swapping my iris. So all these new irises are just fresh in the ground and I'll put them in. And then I've got this poor little hosta, which I'm actually gonna hide in the shade because it can't sit out in the sun. It's gonna be so sad. My rose is looking amazing. I don't even like this color, to be honest with you, but you know, it's here, it's well established. And let me see if it even smells nice. Yeah, it smells pretty good, so acceptable. I'll take it. I might put, I don't know. I really want something to climb this, but maybe I won't do it yet. I still need to stain it too, so that's gonna be a huge messy job at some point. And now there's all these plants in the way, but I'm gonna pull out some of this hosta anyway, so that's a later me problem that needs to be dealt with. The veggie garden is crazy. We're gonna walk through from over here. Here are my transplanted sunflowers. Oh, with a little lady beetle right there. It's so happy, yay. Oh my gosh, it's so good. We started tying them up a little bit to keep them from just completely falling over. They're gonna get really big. Well, I don't know, maybe they'll just get to about my height. That would be ideal. I want sunflowers that just go up to my face because I'm the only important one around here. I have a whole bunch of more sunflowers that I planted. They're really fighting each other for light. I planted them really densely on purpose because I want branching and not single stem. Huge, huge flowers on this marigold. Also just like absurd stems, so strong. My Cape gooseberries, we just harvested a whole bunch of lettuce actually, so that's why these look smaller. They were enormous. This is the squash, which is going wild. I'm trying to get the squash to attach itself. You can see it's starting to get really big. I've been taking off all of its branches. I'm gonna let each of them have 2 stems. So there's one main stem there, and there's a second stem right here that's coming up, and I'm gonna let it get on the fence, or not the fence, this thing. And then this guy I'm gonna let climb over to this way too, because I don't think there's gonna be enough trellis over here, to be honest. It's gonna get really big. There's nothing that climbs this way right now, so they're probably all gonna start coming this way, and then I need to put in beans for these, so we'll do that too. I have the most enormous onions. Like, I don't even understand. Look at the width of this and the leaf. Okay, I don't know. I need to eat them because I have a lot, but you know, a person could only eat so much. Oh, here, let me show you what I do with the okay, you can wind this way. So you can see in the armpit it starts making side shoots, and I just don't let it make any side shoots. I pull them off. They're really good stir fried, so I just pick them off and I've been eating them. But what I wanted to do is get to about here, which it should be by the end of the week, and then I'm gonna let it branch. So as soon as it hits a point where it can be horizontal, that way the weight is supported more horizontally on the trellis and not vertically on the stem and the side shoots, or the whatever these twirly things are. So it's getting there. It's not quite all the way there yet, but close. Like you can see this one's pretty much there. I think one more week at this pace, because it's been growing about a foot a week. So yeah. And then this guy is doing the same type of thing, where this is the second shoot for that plant. And same thing, I'm not gonna let it have more shoots. One of the things that happened was there was some stem damage. You can see this stem is damaged, and it's split too, actually. You can see it right here, but the plant doesn't seem to care, and it just keeps going. And so this one, I have to try to get it to turn back towards the trellis, because there's nothing to climb this way, friend. So I'm gonna try to somehow, you know, rotate it back that way. I did not realize that this plant could climb, so now this is a huge problem for me, because I need to somehow get this to grow up this, but it's facing the wrong way. And this is my fault. I didn't realize. So what I'm probably gonna have to do, but squash really hates to be transplanted too, so this is a huge problem. I'm gonna have to like turn this, you know, and try to get it up somehow. I need to give it something vertical, but this is the wrong way. So yeah, this is fun. I'm gonna do that later. This is my biggest one. It is at the point where it can be horizontal. This thing has been growing 2 foot a week. Like literally last Tuesday it was here, and now it is here. So it's ready. The beans have also caught up, more than caught up. So I'm just gonna let it go. And yeah, I think at this point, so when it reaches the point where you want it to branch, what you do is you break the top of it off, and I'm gonna give it till the end of the day, and then I'm gonna come out this evening. I'm gonna break off the tip, and it's gonna go crazy. Like this whole area is gonna be covered with this thing, because it's clearly the most aggressive. And I don't remember what kind of squash it is, or gourd, or whatever it is that people call it. Oh my god, I have another bread beetle. Look at it. Yes. These are cucumbers. Very excited. Hope they grow. Another squash that is starting to make its way up. Artichoke that is full of artichokes. Oh my god, look at it, look at it. Ah, they're so cute. They're so cute. It's like severely shading everything under, but you know, that's what it is. These are the zinnias. I planted extra and then I dug a bunch out and I gifted them to people and traded them with people. So now I have other plants that are gonna go in, or I don't know, somewhere around here. Cauliflower and lettuce. We've been harvesting the lettuce as we can manage to eat it. So you can see it's starting to make heads, but we just eat the outside leaves because it's going to get bitter and it's going to start bolting soon. So they are very well watered and they are still going to bolt like any second. My lettuce mix that I also need to harvest. I have a lot of lettuce right now to go through, so it's actually kind of a challenge here. I think I forgot to water this part of the bed, or it already started drying, which also seems likely because it's really, really sunny. I added drip to all the beds except for this long one, so I'll be ready soon. And then there's carrots. Oh, my bulb fennels. Oh my gosh, look at the bulb. They're so cute. They're so cute. I want to grow more of them. My climbers are doing well. This is the Eden climber. It's so beautiful. I can see why people love Eden. This is my chayote squash. Oh boy, you grew on the wrong side, bro. Come back. No. No, no, no. No, why did you do that? That's stupid. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It is not a pliable plant at all. I'm going to have to do that very carefully and pull it out. I'll do that when I'm not holding a phone. We have cauliflower in there. Oh my gosh, you can't even see, but I'm going to close up the leaves, zip it up so that they don't get so hot. This is another Eden. That's Eden pretty in pink because I wanted an entire Eden situation right here. So that's what's happening. These are the kale that took. I also gave away a bunch as starts to other people because I do not need this many. And then I've got more chayote right there. So I will have to deal with that. Let's walk around. Sunflowers. This thing's not supposed to be here. It's just here because of the fence, so I'm gonna move it back later today. But you can see the sunflowers have grown a little bit and the lilies have grown a little bit. Everybody's grown. This is also Eden. This is Eden red. So I'm just leaning in on Edens here. This is the annual cornflowers. I'm very excited about these. I really, really, really love them. I love getting them as cut flowers from the farmer's market. So now I'm gonna have my own that I can cut. And you can tell they're getting really high, like really tall too, so they'll have a good stem for cutting. And then in between I have some larkspur and delphinium and zinnias that are gonna take a while to come up, but they should eventually catch up to all of these tall ones. They're just really late. This is my raku. They look the same. They're not gonna look any different. But the orac, oh my gosh, it's enormous now. I don't even know how to eat orac, so I need to figure that out. The greens bed is a problem. The arugula is bolting already. It's very fast. I'm gonna have to pull it out. I'm gonna have to eat it like today and pull it out. And all of the things are just, yeah, the cilantro's bolting. I gotta go deal with that. The chayote is going on the wrong side of the fence again. So I need to pull that through. Although, look, lady beetles, yes. So I'm not gonna touch that one while the lady beetle's on it. My flowers are starting to come in. These are the cute little chamomile. I'm gonna harvest that for tea. I don't even drink chamomile tea, but you know, that's besides the point. Everything is going crazy. I think the biggest change is probably the cosmos, which is shading out everything right now, but it's so beautiful. I love cosmos. And the spinach is just starting to take off a little bit, so I'm hoping that it's gonna get taller soon. Otherwise it's gonna be shaded by other stuff. And then my cuttings bed with the dahlias that are almost blooming. So that is it for the front. Oh yeah, let's go look at the swap pile, because these are the plants that I have to get planted in the next 24 hours because they've been in the heat and they were transplanted, and these are all swaps that I got from other people. So I will be doing that later today, and yeah, getting these in the ground. Very excited. Okay, that's what it looks like now. Okay, bye.